Hello and welcome to the Weather Channel. I'm Jason, your host. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I love technology. Technology has become part of my coping strategy from a very early age. And one of the things that I would say, about 45 years of my life, that I could never do was wear a watch. A watch was just too mechanical. It didn't excite me. And therefore, if I put a normal watch on my wrist, just like if I put a ring on, or even when I got married, I couldn't wear the ring for more than just the ceremony, because my brain would then fixate on this object that was on my body. And it would be all consuming, the fixation. So we tried many watches in the past, me and Paola, and even bracelets and that. Nothing worked. And a couple of years ago, it seemed like a couple of years now, I think it was, I started to think to myself, when I was a child, because this was about when I was sorting out my autistic reviews and assessments and all that was going on. I was thinking, I think I talked to one of the doctors first about about my inability to ever have anything on me except for a phone for telling the time. And even though I have absolute time blindness. And so I thought to myself, wait a minute, when I was a kid, I used to wear a watch. And then I realised I used to wear one of those calculator watches. It was a digital watch with a little calculator built in. And that was enough, especially as a child, for it to be an affinity for my autistic side, for my love of technology. I wasn't wearing a watch, I was wearing something that was almost space age at the time in the 70s. And it was like, oh my God, why can't I do the same now? After all, there's massive amounts of smart watches out there. So, but first of all, the price. The price of smartwatches these days is freaking hysterical. Especially seeing as the big makers like Samsung and Apple bring out a new one every freaking year and a half or something like that. No, I'm not made of money. But I did have options with my contract phones to take optional things. So I thought, okay, let's give them a try. So the first one I tried was the Apple Watch. Beautiful. I had the latest version. And that came out, I think it came out, the one that came out last year, just at the end of last year. And so I try it. Wonderful things. It has amazing options, wonderful interface, but it fell down on a really big primary problem. Apart from the fact that I don't like Apple and I don't like the closed system, it fell down on fucking battery life. The battery life is a fucking killer. I'm sorry. If I put something on my wrist, it isn't like a phone. I want to put it on my wrist. I want to charge it up once, and then I want to forget about it. My brain needs to forget about it, except when I'm looking at the technology. What I don't need is every single night having to take it off my wrist to charge up on the thingy, and then remember to put it back on in the morning. Because every time I put it back on my wrist, I've got to associate it with technology instead of it being something like, ooh, why am I wearing something on my wrist? So I have to, so that's it. So found that it didn't work. for me. But I thought, okay, let's try the Samsung. So I bought the Samsung watch. And I tried that, and it was the same thing. It was like I could probably get 2 days out of it maximum. I mean maximum out of these freaking things. I'm sorry. I can't do that. No matter how many good features it had, how many interesting things that the damn thing could do, it actually could not be used in the way that I needed to use it. So I got rid of it. It was about this time that I got the Whoop, W-H-O-O-P, this thing, which was more to do with keeping a track of my health, my calorie usage and everything and that, because with my problems with my stomach and everything, I've got to make sure I eat a certain amount, make sure I don't over-exercise and all things like that. And it keeps an eye on my heart and all that kind of things. It's stress. It's got all the sensors. Even though I had that on, and I've worn this ever since I bought it, it wasn't ideal. First of all, it's a subscription. At the time, I could afford to have it, but when it comes, I'm subscribed on this until December 2025. At that point in time, I don't know whether I'm going to continue with it. I think I might shut this down because I've got something else, and I've had this since January. I bought it on the 23rd of January 2024. And it's the Garmin Instinct 2X Solar. It's fucking amazing. First of all, let's get the power out of the way. This damn thing will last for 40 days on a full charge, and it's solar. When I'm out on my Quingo and my hand is in the sun, this charges up enough to keep it going pretty much indefinitely. At the moment, it's got, because I haven't been out for a couple of days, it's got estimated 37 days charge. It's got built-in GPS. It's got health monitoring and very accurate health monitoring. It's ultra tough. And the tough comes in because one of the other problems with both the Samsung Watch and the Apple Watch, I managed to damage both of them. Because as I've told you, I'll just walk around the house and smack my arm into the wall or into the corner of something or into a wall down the back of the house and that. I'll just walk around because being with ADHD and things like that, you're so focused on what you're doing, you don't realise where your hands are. You don't realise where this is. So you will bash into things. So this has been freaking hit so many freaking times. And it's so tough that it's just broke them off. I haven't been any... it's lasted amazingly. It really has compared to anything else. It might not be touchscreen. It isn't touchscreen. But it's got all the normal stuff. It's got a full-on suite of stuff you can download and customize it. It's got the navigation system and the trackback system for if you go places. It can be set up so that it has all your payment stuff on. It's got the NF, the transmission, the stuff, so you can use your phone. You can put your debit cards onto this and then use it to connect to your bank when you go to certain shops and use that kind of functionality. And it is very accurate for measuring calories, very accurate. More accurate than this. And it senses when I'm doing exercise. It knows when I'm doing Beat Saber. This kicks in far quicker than the Whoop does, knowing when I'm exercising and doing something strenuous and things like that. It even measures and going upstairs and downstairs. It's got a brilliant pedometer built into it type thing. So I love it. It's got a built-in light and everything. And it's, how can I put it? The perfect watch for me. It's technology because it's got GPS and everything else in there. It shows me my messages. It even connects to my security system for the house. When I'm outside the house, it isn't my phone that notifies me if someone's walking past the house. It is a small vibration via this that lets me know that I need to take my phone out and check who's at my front door. This lets me know far quicker than my actual phone does. It has an app that is very powerful and customizable. It cost £329. Now that seems a fucking lot of money. And it is a lot of money. But for what I wanted, and for having it for over 10 months now, it's the most rugged. I've had showers with this on. I've put it through a bit. I got rid of the actual strap that it came with because the silicone style strap that it came with didn't agree with my skin. After about 3 or 4 days, my skin started to chafe. So instead I swapped to one of these Kevlar ones, straps, which I find to be far better. They just Velcro on, strong Velcro and that, and it only cost me £10 or something like that to get those. So yeah. The full menu system got my notifications. It keeps my sleep. I had 4 hours 42 minutes of sleep. Now last night I had 3 hours of sleep, and then I got up, and then I had a nap at 8 o'clock till 19 minutes past. This accurately measures my sleep really well. The Garmin does. It's got a full heart rate monitor. At the moment it's 70. I'd love to show you, but it doesn't. Not going to think you very well on here. You'll have to look it up yourself. It's got your body battery, how much you're using, it's more than the thingy. Steps, sporting events that you've done, sunset in 4 hours and 48 minutes. Weather, it does it all. You just have to, because it isn't touchscreen, you've got to go through stuff. Solar intensity at the moment is pretty much 0 because I'm inside, and so on. But yeah, the modern digital smartwatches, the ones with the touch screens and that. First of all, they're nowhere near as strong as I need to be. Even with, remember, all of my smartwatches, I did have covers on top, and I smashed the protective covers probably once a week. And one time I smashed them so hard that it actually damaged the actual fascia of the smartwatches underneath. No, I need something that's actually really strong. This is why all my phones are in reinforced freaking cases. But yeah, the Garmin Instinct 2X Solar. I'm not going to put a link to it in my thingy because they do a smaller version and they do a regular version of it. The smaller version isn't available at the moment. Well, it probably is in a different colour. The smaller version is 270 odd quid on Amazon at the moment. The regular version is £234. But the large version that I had, which I like the large version, is I had the red one, which is slightly £295 for the non-red one. I like the red one. So I hope you're all okay. I just wanted to mention that this was what I'm using now. So bye-bye for now.